In this video, we will discuss about depression drains life's color, anxiety turns worry into constant panic, ADHD makes focus impossible, OCD traps you in endless rituals, PTSD keeps trauma alive in your mind, bipolar swings you between extreme highs and crushing lows, panic disorder makes your body scream danger when there is none. Schizophrenia fractures reality itself. 8 disorders. Millions affected. Here's what actually happens inside your brain.
Depression can feel like the color is draining from your world. It affects the brain's ability to produce essential chemicals like serotonin and dopamine.
These chemicals help you feel happy, motivated, and connected. When they don't work right, everything gets harder.
You wake up tired even after sleeping 10 hours. Food has no taste. Things you used to love feel pointless now. Your brain tells you nothing will get better, and you believe it. Sadness has a reason. You can point to something that caused it. Depression just exists, heavy and constant. People say, think positive or go for a walk. But depression isn't a bad mood you can shake off.
Your brain struggles to make the chemicals that help you feel alive. Thoughts slow down.
Getting out of bed feels like climbing a mountain. You might sleep all day or stay awake all night. You pull away from friends, not because you want to, but because pretending to be okay takes too much energy.
It makes you believe joy was always temporary and hope is just a lie.
What starts as a simple worry for someone with generalized anxiety disorder can quickly escalate. It becomes an alarm that simply won't turn off.
Your brain treats everyday things like emergencies. It floods your body with stress chemicals even when there's no real danger. Everyone worries about tests, money, or relationships. But anxiety disorder makes you worry about everything. You worry about things that haven't happened yet and probably never will. You lie awake imagining disasters. You replay conversations, thinking you said something wrong. Your mind jumps from fear to fear. Your body stays tense. Your shoulders hurt, your stomach hurts, and your heart races for no clear reason. You feel tired because your nervous system thinks it's protecting you from threats that don't exist. Simple choices become huge. Every decision feels like it could lead to disaster. Should you send that text? What if they misunderstand? What if they get angry? The disorder takes away your ability to relax. Your brain has forgotten how to tell the difference between real danger and imagined problems.
People tell you to calm down, stop overthinking, but that's like telling someone with a broken leg to just walk normally. Over time, the constant tension wears you down. You start avoiding things that make you worry.
Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder is when your brain struggles to control focus, impulses, and energy.
The front part of your brain controls planning and self-control, grows slower, or works differently. This means you want to pay attention, sit still, finish tasks, but your brain won't cooperate. People think ADHD means you can't focus. That's wrong. You can focus deeply on things that interest you for hours. The problem is, you can't choose what gets your attention. Boring tasks feel painful to start. Mind wanders during conversations, even when you care about the person talking. You forget appointments and lose your keys. You leave projects half done. Not because you're lazy, but because your brain doesn't make enough dopamine. You interrupt people, buy things without thinking, or say things you regret instantly. Time feels slippery. You guess wrong about how long things take, then panic when deadlines suddenly appear. People call you careless, lazy, or ditzy. But inside, you're trying harder than anyone knows. The hard part is knowing what you need to do, while watching yourself fail to do it anyway.
Obsessive-compulsive disorder can trap the mind in a distressing cycle of scary thoughts and urgent rituals.
Your brain gets stuck on a fear, an image, or a terrible what-if question, and it won't let go. These are called obsessions, unwanted thoughts that invade your mind.
Maybe you're scared of germs spreading disease. Or you're convinced you left the stove on and your house will burn down.
Or you're haunted by violent images that horrify you. The thoughts feel so real, and your brain demands you do something. That's where compulsions come in. You wash your hands until they crack and bleed. You check the door locks 15 times. You count, tap, arrange objects perfectly, or repeat phrases silently. But the relief lasts only seconds before the anxiety returns and demands you do it again. OCD convinces you that your thoughts have power, that thinking something bad makes it more likely to happen unless you perform the right action. People joke about being so OCD when they like things organized. But real OCD is torture. You know the rituals don't make sense. Checking the stove 10 times is illogical. But the fear is so strong you can't stop. Hours disappear into compulsions. Your hands hurt, mind exhausts itself, and the disorder tightens its grip.
PTSD. Post-traumatic stress disorder happens when your brain gets stuck in survival mode after something terrifying.
A car crash, violence, abuse, war, or any event where you felt your life was in danger can rewire your brain. Normally, after something scary ends, your nervous system calms down and files the memory away. Your brain keeps replaying the trauma as if it's still happening right now. Flashbacks aren't like normal memories. They're vivid physical experiences. A smell, a sound, or a sight can transport you back instantly. Your heart pounds. Breathing quickens. And for those moments, you genuinely believe you're in danger again. Nightmares invade your sleep, jolting you awake in terror. You become always alert, constantly watching for threats. You can't relax, even in safe places. Loud noises make you jump. Crowds feel suffocating. You avoid anything that reminds you of the trauma, which sometimes means avoiding entire parts of your life. Emotions become unpredictable. Anger explodes over small things. You feel numb and disconnected. You can't concentrate because your brain is too busy watching for danger. PTSD makes you feel broken.
Bipolar disorder sends your brain swinging between extreme emotional states you can't control.
Mania and depression. You cycle between them in patterns that can last days, weeks, or months. During a manic episode, your brain floods with energy and confidence that feels almost superhuman. Slept 2 hours, woke up buzzing with ideas. Talking fast, jumping between thoughts, feel like I can do anything. Risky decisions suddenly seem brilliant. You might spend money you don't have, or start 5 projects at once. You believe you've discovered something world-changing. Colors seem brighter, feel deep, and sitting still becomes impossible. But mania burns too hot. Your thoughts race faster than you can follow. You get irritated when people can't keep up. Sometimes the energy tips into paranoia or delusions where reality blurs. Then the crash comes. The manic high collapses into deep lows where all that energy drains away completely. Everything that felt possible now feels pointless. The contrast makes the depression even heavier.
Bipolar disorder exhausts you with its unpredictability. You never know which version of yourself will show up tomorrow.
Panic disorder makes your body sound a false alarm that feels like dying.
Your brain's fear center misfires and triggers a full survival response, even though there's no actual danger. A panic attack hits suddenly, often without warning. Your heart starts pounding so hard you think it will explode. Your chest tightens, making it feel impossible to breathe. Sweat pours down your back. Dizziness makes the room spin. You're certain something terrible is happening. Heart attack, stroke, death. Every physical feeling feeds the terror. Fear makes symptoms worse, and symptoms make fear stronger. The attack peaks within 10 minutes, then slowly fades, leaving you drained and shaken. But the real trap isn't the attack itself. After your first one, you develop a new fear, the fear of having another panic attack. You start avoiding places where you panicked before. Grocery stores, highways, crowded rooms. You worry constantly about when the next attack will strike. This worry makes attacks more likely. Your world shrinks as you avoid situations where escape feels difficult. Some people stop leaving their house entirely.
Schizophrenia fractures how your brain processes reality. Brain chemicals like dopamine misfire.
This causes your mind to create experiences that aren't actually happening, while struggling to organize thoughts that are real. Positive symptoms add things that shouldn't be there. Hallucinations make you hear voices commenting on your actions or criticizing you. You might see people who don't exist, or feel sensations on your skin that have no source.
Delusions convince you of false beliefs that feel absolutely true. You might think the government is tracking you, or that strangers are plotting against you. Such imaginations, the brain genuinely perceives them as real. Negative symptoms subtract things that should be there. Emotions flatten until you can't feel joy. Motivation disappears. Basic tasks and speech become impossible and disorganized. Movies show schizophrenia as violent and dangerous.
But most people with schizophrenia disorder are more likely to be victims than threats. But the real danger is internal pack, the confusion and terror of not knowing what's real.
You can't trust your own perceptions in schizophrenia.
Please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.